Thank you. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Chairman. Good morning, all speakers and delegates. My topic today is vessel 1 characteristics on high resolution MRI of cerebral arteries in lenticulostriate infarction. This is studies of our team at University Ho Chi Minh City Medical Center. For the beginning, I will come to the mechanism of single lenticulostriate infection. Thank you. There are two different vascular pathogenesis of single lenticulostriates, as you can see on the image. For the articulous matters, plaques, it happens at the orifice of the lenticulostriates when the MCA giving the branch. This is the plaques. And when the plaques happens at the orifice of the lenticulostriates branch, and another mechanism is called from the small vessel disease, as we can see on the lenticulostriate infection. With the different mechanisms of this infection, we give the different strategies on prevention treatment. So, not easy for us to identify the pathogenesis on clinical basis, because especially on the group of patients without MCA stenosis. As you know, conventional techniques for imaging of the intracranial arteries are CTA, MRIs, and DSAs, but the techniques only reveal abnormality of the vessel lumen, and they can fail to fully characterize the disease that resides within the vessel wall. So, nowadays, there has been growing interest in the visualization of vessel wall with high-resolution intracranial vessel wall MRIs, and these techniques are now used on clinical basis at many stroke centers, especially in developed countries. This is the second study on XR MRIs in Vietnam at our center. And as I already talked about the mechanism of lenticulostriate infection, especially on the group of patients without MCA stenosis, it has been difficult to determine the pathogenesis of LSA territory infect. So, we attempt to assess the occlusive changes in the LSA in patients with LSA territorial infects. And our objective was to investigate the vessel wall characteristics of MCAs in lenticulostriate infection patients by using XRMI. And we enrolled 71 patients with diagnosis of lenticulostriate infection admitted to our center from January 2019 to December 2023. And also the features of NIXSS modified ranking scale score, atherosclerotic risk factors, imaging features, and characteristics of MCA vessel walls in XRMRI were evaluated. And these are our results. The mean age of our population was 57.9 plus minus 15.9 years, and males take the prevalence account for 59%. On the atherosclerotic risk factors, hypertension and hyperlipidemia, diabetes mellitus was the common risk factor, and hypertension were the most common risk factor. Means NISSS as admission were 4.92. And with progressive stroke in our population account for 10%. And on the imaging feature, we discovered was by using XRMIs, MCA plaques were observed in 39 patients, account for 54.9%. That's proposed about the brain arteriomatous disease. As you can see, is on this imaging. And 27 of 39 patients had plaques location in upper dorsal side of vessel 1. You can see this is the image for the location on upper dorsal side. And this is the location when the MCA give the price to lenticulostriate branch. And on imaging feature, we take the comparison between the plaque identified and non-plaque patient. The lesion length in the group with plaques have the largest length significantly compared to the non-plaque patient. But when we take the comparison between the group according to the location of the plaques, there's no significant difference between two groups, not only on imaging feature, but also on the clinical feature. I come to the conclusion. High frequency of MCA arteriomatous plaques visualized on XR-MRI in patients with non-stenotic MCA on MRIs, and XR-MRI identified plaque presented larger infection lesion and more distal lesion than patients without plaques, which were consistent with imaging feature of brain arteriomatous disease. And XR-MRI is really an important and effective tool for identifying stroke etiology in patients with non-stenotic MCA. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you, Dr. Quyên. And again, congratulations you and your team to get a poster work yesterday. Dr. Quyên also is a specialist in stroke at UMC, and she's also the first ever of Vietnamese neurologist will present the asthma webinar next month, and I hope that all of you can attend for the webinar, the asthma webinar. Next month, she will introduce about the ischemic stroke due to cervical artery dissections, clinical approach to diagnosis and treatment, and hope to see you again in next month on webinar.